Hi. Ooh, I want to check out the emergency ladder. Hi, everybody. I hope you are doing great. Yeah. An emergency ladder. This must be the one that they used during the evacuation. Oh my god. The explosion is able to... This is a great way to start the stream. Oh my god. Alright, emergency ladder. It was lowered to the ground from the window of the 4th floor robotics lab. It was used to evacuate the Space Center personnel. Oh! No, I forgot about the heart rate monitor. Oh my god. Wait, no. You never know what can happen. You never know. Maybe something else happens later. Wait, I'm gonna go put it on. Hold on. That's a good point. Okay. Because, like, what if Maya shows up later? My heart rate will go up for her. This seems to be like the cameo episode. First it's Pearls. And then it's Miles. And next it'll be Maya. And then it'll be Franziska. Just kidding. That'd be cool, though. Alright, we're so back. Heart rate monitor is so back. Hi, everybody! That's the only hi we're getting today. I need to play this video game. It looks like an operating table. It's in the photo, too. Yes, it was here then as well, with the victim's body lying on it. There's a button here. Oh, I know! I'll try pushing it. Pearls, don't touch... Oopsie. Hey, it's moving! It appears to be a robot assembly device. Disassemble anything in a flash. Push the dismantle button. That sounds pretty neat. Can I push it, Mr. Nick? Please don't push any more buttons, Pearls. And there the robot go. Oh, and it just keeps going now? We can watch the whole process. So, here's the thing. So Metis Sykes never died. She was just turned into a robot. Who, the robot, is Athena Sykes. That's, yeah. I think that that's a plausible theory. Aura's desk is a mess, though that doesn't surprise me. Oh, I just want to dive in and straighten it up. Wait, before you do. Bruh. She's hella gay, man. She keeps a photo of Metis on her desk. Oh my god. Aura. She may just be, like, the strongest straight-up lesbian we've met so far. Clonco, can I talk to you? I really hope he's back to normal. You wish to speak to me, Mr. Wright. If you're going to hit me, please avoid the face area. Hey, don't put me in the same class as that woman. What was Aura like 7 years ago at the time of the incident? When Mother died, Miss Aura was confused. Huh? So he calls Dr. Psyche's mother? And Aura Blackquill Miss Aura. With the loss, she exhibited a severe cataclysmic imbalance. Excuse me, but I have no idea what that means. Pardon me, searching for alternate expression. She would spend the nights crying, then take out her feelings on those around her. After Prosecutor Blackquill was found guilty, she repeatedly demanded a retrial as well. Oh, she's such a good... Oh my god, she a good guy. She a good guy. I should never doubted Aura, even though she has, like, clearly murderous intent. Nah, bro. That is correct, but without new evidence, her requests were ignored. And then, little by little, Miss Aura began to change. Oh no. She started to hate it when I called her Mama Aura. And before long, she started hating the court system and abusing Clonco. That murder destroyed so many lives. Right? Take a look at this paper on Dr. Psyche's and Miss Blackwell's research. Ponco and Clonco. They're the robots with hearts that Dr. Psyche's created. Can determine the presence of a human with their heartbeat detection system. Oh my god, there's only one reason why they would be doing this. Recognizes people by scanning their spacesuit or uniform jacket ID tag. Oh my god. Really? Oh my, wow. Okay, this is bad. Can also recognize a person by facial features once the face has been registered. Can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice and communicate with them. Seems like we've heard of that one before. Okay, I need to reread that again because that's really important. So can determine the presence of a human with their heartbeat detection system. Recognizes people by scanning their spacesuit or uniform jacket ID tag. And then can also recognize a person by facial features once the face has been registered. But it has to be registered first. Okay. So a human heartbeat, heartbeat detection system lets them determine when a human is present. In addition, they can recognize people by their ID tag or facial features, and they can infer people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice. That's amazing. Phoenix is like, well, man, I've never heard of that. Hey, I don't know, Edgeworth. They might even be more human than you. What's that supposed to mean? Bruh! The banter's already there! They really waste no time. They just slip right into that dynamic. It kind of sounds like these robots can do what Athena does. Because Athena's a robot. Well, I guess that's about it for this room. So, what do you think, right? Any ideas? There are still a lot of gaps in the evidence, but I'll pull it off somehow. After all, I'm me. You asked me to prove Blackwill's innocence, right? What? He did? Yep. He called it a special oh. That's kind of hot. He reached out to me while I was still disbarred? Oh. Oh, that goes further back. Oh, sweetie.
So that was what sparked you to get your attorney's badge back?
Yep. Because Edgeworth asked me to. That's okay. The Blackquill case. Okay, bruh. He came to the office. Okay. Right, I have a special request. I want you to clear one of my subordinates of suspicion. Ah, he's the one responsible for the reason why Simon is prosecuting at all when he shouldn't be allowed. Miles Edgeworth. Miles Edgeworth. Okay, bro. So fucking hot. Goddamn. This, How? Is he like so ahead of the game? Like 100% of the time. It is the hottest thing. God. Okay. Hey, I'm not even a lawyer anymore, remember? Haven't been one for a long time. That 8-year misunderstanding has been cleared up, and you must be eager to return. I'm sure you're familiar with the other case that ushered in the dark age of— oh no, he said it. Oh no. He said it. Not the dark age of the law. Very soon, the convict will stand as a prosecutor in court. I want you to keep an eye on it. Aw, just when I'm beginning to actually like the job I have now. Yeah, right. Right. I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Because of the espionage aspect, I wasn't free to give you all the details. Hey, no need to apologize. It's like I said on the phone. On the phone. The one time I didn't suss out that it was Miles Edgeworth. Okay. I really... It's like I said on the phone the other day. I know that the type of criminals you're after now aren't small fries anymore. Looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Yeah, it's for this very reason I returned. Yeah, he said that line in the anime opening cutscene. I painfully remember it. Thank you for reminding me, game. I'm dying. I'm gonna end the dark age of the law. That's what this is all about.
The dark age of the law. It sure comes up a lot these days on TV and in the papers. And I hear there are more false charges and fabrications of evidence than ever.
When I became chief prosecutor, the court system had already lost the people's trust. It all began 8 years ago. A lawyer was caught fabricating evidence, and a year after that, a prosecutor was found guilty of murder.
Wait, you mean...
That's right, he's talking about my case and Prosecutor Blackwell's. It was a downward spiral after that, an absolute nightmare. After those 2 cases, the mass media launched an all-out attack on the courts. Public opinion was tainted, and before long, the legal world itself was sucked into it. Such a shame. Once suspicion forms, it's very hard to shake. Lawyers and prosecutors were supposed to trust each other, pursue the truth together. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so sad when people begin to cast doubt. They start lying to themselves and each other.
Yes, and do absolutely anything to win. We're in an age now where winning is valued far more than the truth. I'm sure it's caused our new chief prosecutor to lose many a night's rest. Is it just me, or did his brow get more furrowed than the last time I saw him? Well, I can only imagine that puts him in such, like, a very tough position, because obviously Edgeworth wouldn't stand for any of this. And imagine you're working so hard to, like, counter all of these things that people are saying for 8 years. Dude, that sounds fucking tiring. I'd be so... I don't know. I would quit. I would straight up quit. I could not. The hostage-taker's disdain for the courts is a perfect example of the times. It sure is. Do you have any idea who the hostage-taker might be? Somebody who mistrusts the court system and who can manipulate robots. It can really only be Aura Blackquill. Who else but her would want a retrial of that case from 7 years ago so badly? Simon Blackwell's older sister and the owner of this room. I agree with your conclusion. Bet you better. Why didn't you say it first? Perhaps she intended to force Miss Sykes to confess. Actually, I think she had a much more horrific plan in mind for Athena. The important thing is for you to solve the UR1 and prove Blackwell's innocence.
And then maybe she'll release the hostages.
I'm counting on you, right? To set that prosecutor and those hostages free. He trusts me. I know we already established that, like, 5 games ago, but, like... asking me to get my lawyer's badge back after 7 years and then Phoenix just fucking does it because Edgeworth asked him to, excuse me? This story keeps on getting more and more gay by the fucking day. I cannot, like... I really don't understand. It's getting so drilled in. I'll be counting on you in court to help me too. Of course. I'll do everything I can to help uncover the truth. Oh my god. These two! As this isn't an official trial, I'm more at liberty to be a little unorthodox. Unorthodox? What does that mean? That's actually terrifying.
Mr. Wright, are you finished with your investigation?
Yeah, but I'd like you to tell the hostage taker something for me. I have to go to the detention center. I can't start the trial until I've talked to Athena.
She's already given her consent. I'll accompany you to the detention center.
So, I'm being watched. I'll see you in court, Edgeworth. Even if it will be an undocumented trial, it'd be good to face you in court again. Just like the good old days! Oh! This game isn't real! We're not actually gonna be on opposite sides of the courtroom again. What's the pinned message? It's getting gayer, it's getting drilled in. I didn't say it like that. She was right by my side only a few short hours ago. But I feel like I haven't seen her in ages.
Oh, Mr. Wright! And Pearly, too! I knew you would come. After all, the first step is the interview with the defendant.
And because you're my friend, and I was worried about you? Oh, like...
Thanks, boss.
I'm not the only one who's worried either.
Really? Who else?
I saw Miss Woods today. She was so beside herself that she came to find me. She told me that you used to live in the Cosmos Space Center. No wonder you knew so much about the place.
Oh, so you know, huh? I'm sorry I didn't tell you.
That's all right, but there are some other things that I'd like to ask you.
Sure, you can ask me anything. I promise I won't keep any more secrets from you.
So, okay, it's either that Athena is a robot, or the widget is the last memento of her mom that she has, kind of thing. Hey, can I present to you anything? Wait. Athena, do you know about our Lord and Savior, Miles Edgeworth? By any chance? You probably do, but I just wanted to make sure that you do. Tell me about the day that Clay was murdered.
I was actually at the Space Center that day. In the Space Museum.
Right where the culprit fled to. That's not good.
I never could fully deal with what happened 7 years ago. But when I saw the center again during the news coverage of the Hat 2 launch, I thought maybe if I went there, things would be different this time. That must have taken a lot of courage to face your past like that. So, I went to the Space Museum the evening before the explosions. This was before the launch pads had been switched. There was a sign that said closed for repairs, and they weren't letting anyone in. Yeah, the director couldn't very well switch the pads if there were people in there. But I snuck in anyway.
Did you want to see that Hat 1 group photo, the one with your mother in it?
I did. But what I really wanted to see was her jacket.
Aww.
But I should have known it wouldn't be easy to get over such a traumatic experience. The second I saw that jacket, it all came rushing back to me. Everything around me went hazy and I couldn't see. I tried to get out of there somehow. But I guess I passed out. When I came to, I was in the passage behind the rocket. I was in the shadows where people couldn't really see me.
Maybe you got confused and went the wrong way when you were trying to leave?
How long do you think that you were unconscious, Athena? I was out until noon of the next day. I didn't even know about the explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went out and into the boarding lounge too. My mind must have still been fuzzy because my memory is vague after that.
Of course, memory is always vague in the most convenient of times.
I don't remember how I got home.
No memory, huh? This is gonna be tough.
Which means, what if I'm the one who killed Clay?
I think that's enough of that, Athena. Let's talk about something else. So, during the entire incident, she was unconscious in the Space Museum. Of course, I believe her. But will anybody else? Edgeworth will. Oh wait, no, Edgeworth won't. We will have to present evidence to oh my god, this is gonna be my favorite day ever. This court case. I just want to go to trial. I just want to go to trial. What kind of research was Dr. Sykes, your mother, doing?
Machines that could tell people's emotions by their tone of voice, and my special ability. Someday when people travel to different distant planets, their companions will be robots. So she said that they had to be able to understand how their human companions felt.
Wow! Robots that can understand people?
I was just a convenient subject for her research. All she ever did was work, and she never paid any attention to me.
Oh, sorry about that. Dredging up all that old stuff.
No need to apologize. I guess her home life was complicated.
Oh, by the way, Miss Woods said something about you always wearing headphones?
She always wore those big, heavy-looking head. Oh my god, this was not that long ago, sweetie. I had to wear them every time I went out. Oh, I hated them so much, but she wouldn't listen.
What were they for?
Oh, she gave me some kind of explanation, but I don't remember now. It was too difficult for a little kid to understand. Okay, but let me say this one thing. I don't think your mother only thought of you as some handy subject for her research. I want to believe that. But just about the only things my mother left with me are Widget and this earring.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's made of a piece of a real rock moon she had for research. Yikes. Maybe she did love me in her own way.
That's a yikes. Well,
I'm sure of it. I'm really sure she did. Because that's what I want to believe too. I'd better ask her a little bit more about her mother's research.
so she was holding up the lighter to see, and... Wait a second. What's that? Hold on. I need this. Ah, god damn it. I was thinking that if she held the lighter in her left hand, her right hand is the one that has her glove, not her left. Damn it.
I better ask her a little bit more about her mother's research. I should show her that paper I found in the robotics lab.
Anyway, I think that Clay was potentially trying to save her.
Oh, the Ponco series! You must have gone to the robotics lab. You seem to really love Ponco and Clonco. Yeah, my mother made them and I grew up around them, you know?
Oh, there's one of those cute little robots in this photo.
See Ponco's bandages? I put those on her. I just wound them around and around. Pretty bad job, huh? But I really put my all into it. I hardly left the center in those days, so I didn't have any human friends besides Junie. I didn't really understand the difference between robots and people back then. I thought that if a robot broke, bandaging it would help it get better. What a weirdo I was.
You didn't know any better.
It looks like there's something written on the bandages. Yeah, I wrote stuff like, "Get well soon, Ponco."
That's so sweet.
But in the end, my mom just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash.
That must be the thing I made move in the robotics lab.
I was so impressed by what my mom did. I even asked her if she would put me on the table and fix me if I ever got hurt. It looked just like magic to me when she could do. A little girl who grew up around robots. She seems to have good memories of it.
On a different subject, did you hear about the person holding up the Space Center?
Yes, a little. And this person has even taken hostages?
I guess I'd better spare her the news about Trucy. Well, after some negotiating, we agreed to do a retrial of the case.
Of the case from 7 years ago.
What? You're kidding me, so that means Prosecutor Blackquill might...
Yep, I know he's innocent. I just have to prove it. So, wait, did you know him back then? Yes, he used to come visit my mom a lot. He studied psychology under her and would sometimes ask for advice on his legal cases. He was very kind and considerate and straight as an arrow.
Unlike now, where he's more twisted than a basket of snakes.
That's why I took the witness stand during his trial 7 years ago.
Baby, wait, you took the witness stand? Weren't you 11?
You have to listen to me.
Oh my god, what a baby.
He didn't kill her. His heart is screaming that he didn't kill her.
I was a fool. How could anyone else know what I was thinking about? She heard the voice of his heart. You were only 11 then, right? You were very brave just to give testimony.
Rose is right. You did the very best you could at the time.
But nothing I said did any good. I was just shaking and scared little girl, small and ineffectual. Even after I went to live with my relatives in Europe, I stayed closed up in my shell. But you're different now. You're always so bright and cheerful. Thanks. That's because one day I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. I exercised hard and studied hard. I wanted to become the strongest lawyer I could be. Wait, Alan is here? Alan, I thought you were gone. Broski! I'm so confused. Alan! You're supposed to be on vacation! What are you doing? On a different subject, did you hear about the person holding up the Space Center? Yes, a little. And this person has even taken hostage. Wait, oh, wait, what? Did I accidentally? Oh. My bad. Oh god, this is a disaster. Alan, yeah, Alan's on YouTube chat. I am gone. I just checked in for my temporary apartment. Oh my god. He says he's gone as he types in the chat. Ban that guy. I wanted to save Simon, but I had no idea how. God damn. And then I met Mr. Wright, and thanks to him, I realized that if I became a lawyer, I could prove that Simon was innocent. I also realized that psychology could help me do this. I mean, psychology was my mother's specialty. When I studied it, I felt like she was there with me, supporting me. Doesn't seem like Athena knows. That Prosecutor Blackquill is due to be executed tomorrow. I wanted to prove Simon's innocence personally. I wanted to do it so bad. Even now, I want to fly out of here and go save him. Aww. Wait, but Phoenix is doing it in her stead. Aww. Now I wish we could just, like, break her out of the courtroom. But at the same time, I don't wish that because I selfishly want to be in the courtroom on the opposite side of Edgeworth. So, sorry. Come to think of it, she said something like that during the Themis Legal Academy trial. She mentioned that there was somebody she wanted to save. She must have been talking about Prosecutor Blackquill. I heard some prison guards say that you had an interview with Simon. How was he? What did he say? No, I can't tell her. How could I lie? He was doing well. He was happy about the possibility of being proven innocent. She's gonna know I'm lying. He was? I wonder if he smiled like he used to. Back then? Back then. Oh my god, what? If I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial, I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. No pressure. I just have to free him. Failure is not an option here. That's why Edgeworth chose Phoenix Wright. Because he knew that Phoenix would not fail. No pressure, Phoenix. Oh my god. Oh, I thought you might be here, Mr. Lawyer. We're in trouble! We are? What is it? I couldn't find a single open courtroom. They're all in session. What? Then how are we doing this?
Oh no, but this is an emergency!
It's very difficult to interrupt a trial once it's underway. My phone. It's from Trucy! I told you I'd give you 1 hour. I guess it's time to pick one of the hostages.
Wait, we still have a little bit more time! Besides, all of the courtrooms are being used!
Make all the excuses you want, but you won't get more time. Your daughter is first. The poor thing. She's a little too young to die, don't you think?
Don't you dare hurt her. There has to be something I can do. The cruelest injustice is about to befall us.
No, this can't be happening. Mystic Maya, help us!
Wait a minute. Maya? I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom. They must have really been something, although weird is par for the course with you. A courtroom. Oh my god. There is a courtroom we can use after all!
Time's up. Too bad. Any last words that you'd like to say to them?
Hold it! That's right. Please don't add to the crimes you've already committed.
So you know who I am, do you? It wasn't like I was trying to keep it a secret anyway.
We're ready to start the trial. We can hold it in the ruins of courtroom number 4. The one blown up by the bomber. Peak cinema. Absolutely peak cinema. Peak cinema.
Oh, what a wonderful idea, Mr. Nick.
Oh, I never would have thought of that. An astonishing trial in an astonishing location. I guess it's only befitting. I'll go get the place ready right away. What, are you gonna move all the debris? I didn't exactly pick the place for its astonishing factor. How about it? Are you ready to have your brother's innocence proven?
My brother? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention? It's not Simon you'll be defending.
What? Not? Prosecutor Blackquill?
I indict Athena Sykes on the charge of murdering her own mother.
But your brother's gonna die tomorrow.
You'll be defending the little princess there, the one behind the glass.
What?
See you in that mountain of rubble you've chosen for our courtroom, Mr. Wright?
What is she talking about, Athena?
Of course, why didn't it ever occur to me before? If Prosecutor Blackquill is innocent, somebody else had to have been the true culprit. Did I?
Oh, I hate that, hate that, hate that, hate that. No, no, no. Oh, that's, no. Ooh. Oh, God, that's... Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. The shit just hit the fan. Oh, my God. Oh, okay. Okay, I see 5 black Psyche-Locks. I've seen these kinds of locks before. Dark, black locks protecting a secret hidden deep inside a person's heart. And there's no way to remove them. I got the chills from that moment. My goodness. Okay. Oh my god. So who's gonna be the judge? Oh my god, I hope Canadian Mickey. Oh my god. Judge Mickey? Judge Mickey? The return of Judge Mickey? Or is Aura actually the judge? Wait, there's not like a real judge. This is like a simulation of a free trial? A free trial. Simulation of a retrial. Retrial. Do we even get a judge? I don't even know. Is Aura the judge? I don't know how this fucking works. 3:11 p.m.
I did a little research. I looked into those special Psyche-Locks that you mentioned, Mr. Nick.
You did? That's great. I really appreciate it.
A red Psyche-Lock protects a secret a person is consciously trying to hide. If the person folds under questioning, the lock breaks and the truth comes out.
Yep, that's exactly how I got the truth out of Detective Fulbright and Director Cosmos.
But a black Psyche-Lock protects a secret from the deepest place in a person's heart. A secret that that person isn't even consciously aware of.
so even they don't know it's there.
Athena isn't trying to keep anything from you on purpose. For some reason, part of her heart and her memories are sealed off, even from herself.
So, all I have to do is break the Psyche-Locks.
According to my research, a black Psyche-Lock is like a heavy chain wrapped directly around one's heart. If they're ripped off by force, it could cause permanent damage to a person's soul.
What? In other words, if I'm not careful, I could traumatize Athena for good. Wait, I like that implication that we did that with Christoph Gavin. Did we, like, forcefully break his black chains and then he's just, like, fucked? He deserved it. Maybe he did. Pearls, could you stay by Athena's side? She must be suffering under the weight of such a heavy burden.
Alright, but will you be alright by yourself, Mr. Nick?
I'm not alone. I got Miles Edgeworth. I'm up against Edgeworth.
Can't wait for Crystal to prove that Kristoff is a true culprit.
Thank you for the 100. I'm up against Edgeworth. I have to be able to give this trial all my focus and strength.
And you can't do that if I'm there. I'll just hold you back.
No, that's not it. I just meant that I can relax and concentrate if I knew you were with Athena. You're the only one who can do it, Pearls.
Alright, I'll do it then. Good luck, Mr. Nick.
Good. Now that my mind is at ease, I'd better get ready. I'll just tidy up the evidence and take out what I don't need. Thank God. It's time to end this nightmare that started 7 years ago. Hell fucking yeah. Ugh. Defense, prosecution, and a judge. There are even people in the gallery. The roof has been completely blown off, and the walls have collapsed. But today, this ruin is my battleground. Well, that's a lot of deleted messages. What the fuck is happening? All rise! Court is on some facsimile thereof, is now in session for the trial of Athena Psyche. Everything is just destroyed. We actually get the normal judge? What about, we could have had Judge Mickey come back.
Not a facsimile, old man. This is a proper official trial. Take this more seriously or you'll start hearing the bones of the hostages snap.
Please try not to upset Miss Blackquill, I'm begging you. My daughter is on the line. Court is now in session for the very serious and very proper trial of Athena Psyche. Oh, man. Animation, man, animation. Oh, boy. This is no trial. It's nothing more than a ridiculous farce. We so back. We so back.
What did you say?
Edgeworth, did you not hear what I just said to his honor? I'm okay. I'm okay. However, this ridiculous farce has a very important meaning for our legal system. Recall the case of the UR1 incident in which a prosecutor was found guilty of murder. That case ushered in the odious dark age of the law.
I see what you're after. If we can find the real truth behind that case today.
Precisely, the darkness will be dispelled and glory shall be restored to the court system. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you sound as if you know something of this truth. I do indeed. A new suspect has emerged in the UR1 case. For 7 years, Simon Blackquill has refused to speak in order to cover for someone else. Goddamn. Oh my god. Bruh. Wow! Why did my ass just like...
For a moment, I just got terrified. Okay.
Brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes.
I'm sorry, right? But the situation is what it is, and I must do what I must. The prosecution moves to indict Athena Psyche on the court of murder in the first degree. Angie Edgeworth.
Regardless the circumstance, I intend to question the defendant with all I have.
Isn't this from the anime?
For that is a part of my creed.
Then you'd better bring it.
If the two of you are ready. Court is now in session for the trial of Athena Psyche.
Your Honor, the defense was born ready.
The prosecution is also ready.
Bringing it back, man. Bringing it back. Oh my god. This immense tension between us. It's like we're picking up right where we left off. Yeah. Uh-huh. Wait, the glasses! He put them in his pocket. Put them on! God damn it. Ugh, moment ruined. It's my duty to clear Prosecutor Blackquill of false accusations and end this insanity. I have no intention of losing Miss Psyche either. She's a very promising young lawyer. I know without a doubt that Athena is innocent. But I don't think Prosecutor Blackquill did it either. Oh my gosh, why? This is literally a mood killer. That is completely destroy it. Just delete everything about that. The true culprit is a spy. It's gonna be hard to convince anyone of that when I barely believe it myself. But I don't have a choice if I want to save Athena and Blackquill and expose the spy. Now then, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. No need for Chief Prosecutor bit, Your Honor. I am here as a simple prosecutor. Very well, your opening statement, please, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Although I've been known of late to give an impressive opening statement myself. In all the trials I have ever seen, only the prosecution gives an opening statement. Of course, you're right. I was just joking. Just having a little bit of fun. So he wasn't doing them just out of fear. Interesting. Let's start with a brief overview of the UR1 incident. The incident occurred at the Cosmos Space Center 7 years ago on October 7th. The victim, psychologist Metis Sykes, was killed in the robotics lab on the 4th floor. Athena's mother. Simon Blackquill, a young prosecutor at the time, was found guilty of the crime. There were two deciding factors that led to his guilty verdict. One, Blackquill was the only person in the corridor to the lab at the time of the murder. And two, this photo, which captured the moment of the crime. Bro, Simon, though, in this picture. Very incriminating evidence indeed. It would appear that the only conclusion is that Prosecutor Blackquill did indeed.
Are you kidding me? I'm not accepting any conclusion of that kind. This opening statement is over. Now hurry up and call the witness.
Excuse me, Miss Blackquill, but we must follow proper procedure for these things. Or perhaps we should heed her wishes, Your Honor. She is the trial's sponsor. That's a way to put it. Yeah, she's sponsoring the trial. Besides, the courtroom is chilly, and sitting for too long can't be good for your back. Oh, you're very kind to show such concern for the welfare of the elder. As skilled as ever at playing the court puppeteer, I see. The prosecution calls its first witness, a witness who decided to bring forth new testimony after 7 long years. New testimony. And just who is this witness? Is it not Simon? Oh. I expected Simon to be on the witness stand. Well, maybe eventually. Bobby Fulbright's the name, and justice we trust! What are you doing here?
I've been a great joy experiencing this series through you, and belated congrats on citizenship.
Aww.
Worth the bits even if it's nearly impossible to get them where I am.
Oh my god! The dedication. Cephalon, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. That is incredibly kind. Aww. Giga Chad, right there. You get a gold star. Thank you, that's so sweet. I'm just here to speak for the hostage taker, Miss Aura Blackquill. She says she's too busy with confining and threatening the hostages and all. That doesn't seem to stop her from constantly chiming in through Clonco. I'm nothing more than an observer in this. Do your best. I'm watching you. Believing her brother innocent, Miss Blackquill has been conducting her own investigation. And through her current actions, though her current actions are hardly lawful, I think we can at least hear her theory. I have here Miss Blackwill's notes on the investigation she conducted. And I'll be giving testimony based on these notes. Here I go. Okay. It's the fact that there are actually people in the stand. Like, this is a, okay. I can't get over it. Simon isn't the murderer. He was trying to cover for someone. Someone else was at the scene at the time they say Simon committed the murder. I mean, if he really was out to steal that moon rock, then why the rolling case? Besides, because he was using it to hide someone inside. That's why. And the only person small enough to fit inside that case was Athena Sykes. Wow, okay. And that's Miss Blackwill's theory. It totally goes in the face of the official ruling, huh? About the case she mentions, there were other ruling cases like that one in the lab. But they're not for traveling, they're apparently for moving parts and equipment. I vaguely remember seeing 3 cases, all different sizes. At the last trial, they thought that Prosecutor Blackquill used the case to steal the rock. And they had a perfectly good reason to think that too. Oh, that's new. You see, there's a security camera in the corridor that leads to the robotics lab. And that camera captured footage of Blackquill leaving the scene with the case. Oh. Simon, though. Goddamn. Like, seeing these pictures of, like, the backside. Okay. Well, first off, is this... I guess it is Simon. We don't see his face. I'm just saying, like... I, like, previously thought that Kristoff was the hottest prosecutor, but seeing this might change my mind. I can see why that footage helped to bring his trial to a quick end. It's very convincing, that's for sure. 7-year-old videotape updated in the court record. That case, by the way, was later discovered outside on the Space Center grounds. Speaking of after the accident, where was the defendant Athena Sykes found? She was found on the 5th floor of the Space Center in the Sykes family residence. Prosecutor Blackquill most likely brought her there after the incident. In addition, it's unknown where Miss Sykes was at the estimated time of death. Miss Sykes was too confused by the shock of her mother's death to give proper testimony, and there was no witness or evidence to tell us where she might have been. Did I say Christoph? I thought I said Clavier. I meant Clavier. I fucking hate those twins. They can fuck off. So what you're saying is Miss Sykes didn't have an alibi. That is what the evidence is saying. Yes. I understand the reasoning behind the theory, but I'm far from convinced. The victim is the accused mother. Are you actually claiming an 11-year-old girl? Of course, the girl had a very strong oh my god, Edgeworth. Classic Edgeworth, oh my god! Dr. Sykes was a psychologist who wrote many papers about speech and emotions. You're aware of Athena Sykes' special ability, aren't you, Your Honor? Are you referring to that therapy thing? Yes, she's done it quite a few times in court. Therapy thing. The therapy thing. The ability to read emotions from speech and the subject of her mother's research. Well, as long as it benefits society, I don't see any particular problem researching it. I don't like where this is heading. Not one bit. Dr. Sykes was so intent on her research, she forced her daughter to undergo experiments. Prosecutor Edgeworth, are you seriously suggesting? I've done my best to be delicate, but even you can't deny it to be true, Mr. Wright. No longer able to withstand the anguish of the experiments, Miss Sykes felt her only choice was to kill her own mother. This looks so bad. I still love you, Miles Edgeworth. I do, I promise. Order in the court! What a tragic story. I hardly want to believe it myself. But we must proceed. Mr. Wright, if you could, Detective Fulbright, please refer to the notes. Oh boy. Simon isn't the murderer, he was trying to cover for someone. So, Prosecutor Blackquill willingly accepted a death sentence to protect someone else. Yes, that is precisely what Miss Blackquill appears to believe. And that is what I believe as well. Prosecutor Blackquill is no murderer, Mr. Wright. But Athena Sykes certainly didn't kill anyone either, Mr. Edgeworth. So it appears neither of us can afford to go easy on the other. Fine, I expected no less. This is... I'm sorry. The undertones are... Oh my god. I swear to god, the subtext is such insane foreplay, bro. I remember this tense atmosphere. It's so invigorating. I'm only reading notes here, but yeah, I feel extra invigorated too. Oh my god, Fulbright has no fucking idea. Their dynamic in the courtroom is unmatched. Unmatched.
Objection!
Oh. First Edgeworth objection. That's just speculation! No, Miss Blackquill has proper grounds for her claims.
Objection!
Objection! Then why didn't you say so in the first place? Objection.
Objection!
Oh my god, they actually are! Bro, you just started the trial and they're already just going at it! Jesus! Just started! You're the one who screamed, hold it, and cut me. Oh my god! Fine, so maybe I jumped the gun by a teeny weeny bit. I can't get over this! Now I know what they mean when they say close enough to argue. Moving on. Fulbright. Oh my god. Like, I think that Miles and Phoenix are having too much fun in this courtroom. Objection, objection, objection. You're the one that said hold it. This is so funny.
Hold it!
This rolling case, I suppose you mean...
Morning, everyone.
Dirk, thank you so much for the 2 months. I appreciate it. I suppose you mean the one that existed in the photo with Prosecutor Blackquill in it? But was absent from when the crime scene photos were taken. Yes, that's the one. And Miss Blackquill has drawn a conclusion from these 2 photos. She has? And what is that conclusion? You're the one with her notes. Oh, right, of course. Reading them now. So why the rolling case?
Listen, it's been a long time for them. Let them have their fun.
Oh, they can keep having fun. That's totally fine with me.
Hold it!
This is so entertaining. And how do you propose he hit a person inside one of those cases? Have you forgotten that we just saw such a thing only the other day? At your own daughter's magic show, she fit a grown person into a small box. Are they actually dads? They took their daughter to they saw their daughter's magic show. Okay! Okay! Holy shit! Got it! Just so that we got this clear! The lore coming out of these lines is insane! Holy shit! They are actually Trucy's dads! Okay, that's a real thing! Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Trucy has made 0 mention of Edgeworth ever. I have been... Ugh.
Wow,
That is
Susie,
so funny.
How come they let you have 2 dads?
Oh, thank you for the 100. God damn it. Oh yeah! Way to ruin the memory of a good day.
Edgeworth went to the magic show thinking it'd be a date, but ended up paying more attention to the magic than to Phoenix.
Thank you for the 100. Jesus Christ. A magic show. I wish you would have thought of that to invite me. Actually, I would have liked to go too. No, it was a family thing. My apologies. I'll invite you both next time, I promise. No, it's just the fact that Phoenix invited Edgeworth and only Edgeworth to go see Maya's magic show. Not Maya's? Did I say Maya? You know what? Since I said Maya, Edgeworth, you know what? In my head, Edgeworth, Phoenix, and Maya all went to go see Trucy's show. Maya was also there. Because they're like a big old happy family. Maybe Pearls was there too, I don't know. Maya's a magician. I mean, spirit channeling is magic, right? But yeah, it was just the 3 of them going to see Trucy's show. Maybe Pearls. I don't know if Pearls was there too, but this is so funny. Like this family dynamic. I can't. So, wait a minute. What were we talking about? Prosecutor Blackquill was using the case to hide someone. And the only person small enough to fit inside that case was Athena Sykes. But that's nothing more than conjecture, and it's hardly the only possibility. In that case, what do you think Prosecutor Blackquill had in the case? I think it was the moon rock.
Objection!
There were 3 cases at the scene, but Prosecutor Blackquill used the largest one. The moon rock was egg-shaped and only about 8 inches in diameter. It wouldn't have made any sense to use the largest case there just to move that rock.
Objection!
That's not a good argument, Miles Edgeworth. Fuck off. But be that as it may, it doesn't prove that Miss Sykes was inside. Then let me ask you this. Can you come up with a better theory of what was in the case? Yes. Well, Mr. Wright, can you? Yes. Yikes. Give a guy some time to think. Let's see. Should I try to bluff my way through what could have been in that case? Asking Phoenix Wright if he should bluff. What? I know exactly what Prosecutor Blackquill carried from the scene. Yeah. I just have to find something else that was missing, right? No sweat. I'd be very interested to hear your theory, if it's true, that is. This is a crime scene photo taken after Prosecutor Blackquill left. All we have to do is compare this with this photo of Prosecutor Blackquill to see what's missing. If he took something with him, then it should be one of these photos. Lady Luck, don't fail me now! All right then, Mr. Wright, let us hear your theory. What did Prosecutor Blackquill take from the scene of the murder?
Take that!
Please notice that there is a robot part on top of the cart in this photo. However, in this photo taken after the crime, the robot part is gone. In other words, this part is something that was taken from the scene of the crime. You do appear to be right. I don't see it in the second picture. But it's just a piece of junk. How important could it be? Is it really just an insignificant robot part? Speaking of which... What are you looking at? I'm gonna start charging for each glance per eyeball. Stingy. What happened to the age of free preview? Your Honor, about this robot part. Doesn't it look like it could be an arm from that robot over there? Well, now that you mention it, it does, doesn't it? But the case is still too big to be practical for just the Moonrock and a robot arm. But was it really just the one arm that was in there? If it wasn't Athena in the case, then maybe. I believe there was another robot at the scene that looks just like the one here. Your Honor, it is the defense's assertion that it was this other robot that was in the case. What? Oh my god, the courtroom looks like shit in 3D. I forgot my in 3D joke, god damn it. In 3D! We can't be certain that part belonged to a robot. Wait. Miles Edgeworth, you are not actually saying that. Wait. We can't be certain that the part belonged to... Okay. Huh? Yes, it looks like the arm of the one before us, but it could be something else entirely. Oh my god. Besides, it's wrapped entirely in bandaging, making it difficult to verify what it was.
Objection!
You're a dumbass, Miles Edgeworth. Objection, you suck. I know for a fact that it is a robot arm. I can even tell which robot it belonged to. Just by looking at it. With this information, we can investigate whether it was there at the time or not. But Mr. Wright, I thought you were more of the technological illiterate type. When did you become such an expert? I feel somehow abandoned. Can I just say that it is a damn shame if people play this game before the trilogy, because I feel like this is just so not as enjoyable. You just probably don't get all of this subtext happening. There is no way you get any of this. Like, I feel so bad. Like, holy shit. You gotta play the trilogy first, not Apollo Justice first, for this moment alone. You just, this whole thing, everything would just go right over your head. Not to worry, Your Honor. I still know next to nothing about machines. But I know this piece of evidence proves which robot the arm belonged to.
Take that!
The robot in this picture is named Ponco, but take a look at Ponco's arm. It was Miss Sykes who bandaged it up like that. She must have thought that machines heal in the same way that people do. What an adorable, naive mistake. It reminds me of my own grandchild. The robot arm at the crime scene had the same bandaging wrapped around it. In other words, this robot arm could belong to none other than Ponco. In 3D! Order in the court! Prosecutor Edgeworth, what do you have to say to this? I can see that the robot is about the same size as a child, but it cannot grab its knees and curl itself up into a ball. Even if it was the largest of the cases, the robot couldn't have possibly fit in there. The case does come up to about mid-thigh on Prosecutor Blackquill. He's probably a tall king. I see your point. The robot is much taller than that. They've got me there. So then, did Prosecutor Blackquill make Ponco fit inside the case by dismantling her? Of course, Ponco would fit. All Prosecutor Blackquill had to do was dismantle her. Once taken apart, the robot could have easily fit inside that rolling case. It appears to be a robot. Oh my god, really? I need, like... It sounds rather violent, but Mr. Wright does have a point. Except that there was a body on the table where robots are dismantled and assembled. There would have been no room to take the robot apart. But what if it wasn't done on the table? What if the katana was used instead? You mean the sword? Yes, Your Honor, Miss Blackquill, I'd like your opinion as a woman of science. Isn't it true that the katana could have been used to take the robot apart? I suppose so. Their joints are made of very tough material. A blade could slice through them. Thank you for your expert opinion, Miss Blackquill. Thanks to you, we now know that the existence of the severed arm in this photo proves that Ponco was taken apart. In addition, since the rest of Ponco was not found at the scene, we can conclude that the true meaning of this photo is very different from the original interpretation. That's exactly what I mean. This photo does not capture the moment of the murder. It is instead a picture of the moment after the robot was sliced apart. The blood you see where the arm was cut off was transferred by the bloody katana. Wow. Most likely, the rest of Ponco is scattered around Prosecutor Blackwell's feet. Not hearing this? Therefore, what was transported inside that case was not the defendant, but a robot. Miss Sykes never was at the scene of the time of the murder. My head, my body, where am I? Oh. In 3D! Order in the court! It's true that Ponco was found in pieces after the murder, and I'll admit I repaired her myself afterward. I'm finally making some progress. Hopefully I've gotten at least one step closer to proving both Athena and Prosecutor Blackquill innocent. Oh, come on, Miles. Well played, Mr. Wright. You've made your point abundantly clear. I concede that it wasn't the defendant inside the rolling case, but the robot. Alright, what's going on here? It's never good when he plays things this straight. Don't laugh, it's not funny. Does the prosecution withdraw its claim that the defendant was carried from the scene? No, Your Honor. My claim hasn't changed.
Objection!
Oh my god. But Ponco and Miss Sykes couldn't have both been inside that case!
Objection!
They're fighting. The notion that the case was used to carry Miss Sykes was Miss Blackwill's theory. Oh my. I have been of a different opinion from the outset. Now I finally have the opportunity to voice my theory. Oh my god. Thanks to the defense. Phoenix says this like it's the first time this is happening.
He's been one step ahead of me this whole time.
No shit, Sherlock. It's like this every time. In that case, how do you propose the defendant left the crime scene? Simple. The footage only shows Prosecutor Blackquill from behind. What's more, he's holding his arm in front of his body, as if he were holding something or someone. Really? That's hardly evidence. I have proof. The surcoat Prosecutor Blackquill was wearing, the victim's blood was found on the front of it, and the stain had a highly distinctive shape. Really? A bloodstain with a distinctive shape. Please continue, Prosecutor Edgeworth. 7 years ago, the defendant was known to constantly wear a certain item, of which there is only one in the world, a special pair of headphones made just for her. Oh my god, come on. Analysis showed that the bloodstain to be in the exact same shape as these headphones. In other words, this was no mere blood splatter. The blood went from the victim's body to the headphones, and then was imprinted onto Prosecutor Blackwill's coat like a stamp. A most gruesome stamp indeed. Prosecutor Blackquill carried Miss Sykes, who had been hit by blood splatter, away from the crime scene. This proves that Athena Sykes was, without question, present at the crime scene. And oh, not the bow. And that concludes the prosecution's argument. If the defendant was indeed at the scene, it deepens the suspicions against her. But we've also shown that the robot was there at the scene as well. Oh my god, stop fighting! I hope you're not making the ridiculous claim that a simple robot was the real murderer. I don't really think that, no, but you can't say the possibility isn't there. Detective Fulbright, was the robot questioned at the time? Yeah, questioning a robot. No, I don't see any record of it. I believe it was considered unrelated to the case. Oh, God. That's never a good sign. As it turned out, the robot was actually integrally related. Your Honor, the defense would like to call Ponco to the stand. A robot witness? Yes, a robot witness. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what do you think about this? Mr. Wright has called in all manner of witnesses to the stand over the years. He once called in a fucking parrot to the stand. So, why not the robot? Nothing surprises me anymore with him. Very well, I will allow the witness. Bailiff, please summon the robot named Ponco. Witness, please state your name and occupation.
My name is not Witness, my name is Ponco.
Yes, I realize that, but when you are at the witness stand, you are the witness. The edge wussy is edge gushing. Who the Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm Ponco. Say it with me. Ponco.
This does not have the same effect. I need the eyes bulging out, bro. What an utterly inflexible little robot. You're the last person who should be calling anybody inflexible. What?
I guess Phoenix would know how flexible Edgeworth can be.
Yes, that is indeed the joke. Oh god, I'm crying. Oh, I just, Anyway, you remind me of my grandchild who just learned his own name. How precious. All right, Ponco. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Questions? You have questions? Hooray! What are your questions?
I want to know if you were there at the scene of the murder of Metis Sykes. It was 7 years ago, on the 7th of October, around 2 p.m. in the robotics lab.
Certainly, just one moment. Searching data. Search complete. I was there in the robotics lab.
It would seem this robot's testimony is necessary to this case, after all. This is great! I just knew Ponco must have seen something important. A murder committed right before this poor little girl's eyes. It's inexcusable. The judge seems ready to adopt Ponco as another grandchild. So, little Ponco, do you think you can give us your testimony today? Little Ponco. Little Ponco.
I went to the robotics lab at around 2 p.m. for my regular recharge. Just as I was about to charge up, Athena came in and hugged Mommy Metis.
Aww.
And then, Mommy Metis fell down. After that, I was recharging, so I don't know anything. After I charged up, I was cleaning the room, and Mr. Simon came in. And then an error occurred. There is no data after that point.
Oh no. It sounds like the defendant was without question at the scene. However, it doesn't appear that the witness saw the actual moment of the murder. I disagree. The testimony shows that the defendant did indeed commit the crime. Oh my god. What? At the end of the day, we mustn't forget that this witness is still a machine. Being a robot, its understanding the capacity to express itself are limited. What are you suggesting? The witness's statements need to be interpreted. For example, the terms hugged and then later fell down. Adults don't usually fall down after being hugged by a child. They don't, but... Yes, what this witness's statements are telling us... that the defendant stabbed the victim with the murder weapon... Oh my god. Classic Miles Edgeworth. In 3D! Before Miss Sykes hugged Dr. Sykes, Miss Sykes hugged Dr. Sykes, did the two of them converse?
Yes, they did. They spoke to each other very loudly, but I don't know what they said. Athena is usually so quiet, so I was surprised.
Spoke very loudly? We can interpret this to mean they argued? Yes, of course, Edgeworth. Totally. No, shut the fuck up! I see. Murder after a heated argument, and then the victim fell down. Oh my god.
She's a child.
I agree that it does sound like a reasonable interpretation. However, Ponco doesn't seem to remember anything that happened after that.
When I am recharging, I go into sleep mode. But I remember everything before that. I have a very good memory.
You may as well... You may as well defeat now. You may as well admit defeat now, right? A cross-examination would be useless. I fucking hate you. Don't be ridiculous. A cross-examination is never useless. Until now. Think about it. Robots don't lie. This robot is both an important witness and the valuable evidence at the same time. Nevertheless, I will have my cross-examination, Miles Edgeworth! I see you haven't changed. You never were one to worry about wasting time. Even if it may be a waste of time, you may proceed, Mr. Wright. I'll show you both just how fruitful any cross-examination can be.
I went to the robotics lab at around 2 p.m. for my regular recharge.
Your regular recharge? What is that exactly?
I have to refill my battery power, or else I stop working. I go to the lab to do that.
So the recharge occurred around 2 p.m., around the time of the murder?
That's right. I go every day at 2 p.m. Just as I was about to charge up, Athena came in and hugged Mommy Metis.
Hugged her? Edgeworth... Am I okay? Which Edgeworth took to mean stabbed her with a weapon. I am struggling. Which Edgeworth took to mean stabbed her with a weapon. You said the two of them were talking before Miss Sykes hugged her mother. Is that right?
Yes, they were talking very loudly, but I couldn't tell what they were saying.
Couldn't tell, even though they were speaking so loudly.
I'm only allowed to listen to voices that are directed at me.
Really? If it listened to every voice, it would be a little bit better than a mobile eavesdropper. Haha, that's funny. Well, that explains why some of Ponco's testimony is so vague. It's a shame that our little friend wasn't listening in. However, we could have learned what they were talking about just before Dr. Sykes was killed. Now then, what happened after that?
Mommy Metis fell down. After that, it was recharging time. I was recharging, so I don't know anything.
I don't want to delve too deeply here, but could you tell us how the victim appeared and acted in this moment?
Mommy Metis was very surprised when she was hugged. I heard her heart pound.
Her heart. Mr. Wright, have you forgotten about this document we found in the robotics lab? We found? You gave it to me. These robots have a heartbeat detection system. Now that he mentions it, I do remember reading something like that there. They detect the presence of people by the sound of their heartbeats. But wait a minute. That means... if Dr. Sykes really did die at this moment... Ponco, how was Dr. Sykes after she fell down? Could you still hear the sound of her heartbeat?
Let's see. The moment she fell, her heart was pounding. After that, I don't know. I started recharging then.
Of all the unlucky timing, if you had heard anything after that, it could have possibly proved that the hug wasn't actually the moment of the murder.
I'm very sorry. I'm afraid I don't know. I'm very sorry.
The robot is designed to go into sleep mode automatically, so it can't be helped. Oh my god. But it does appear it detected an increased heart rate at the moment of the stabbing.
After Mommy Metis' heart started pounding, in surprise, she fell by the window. It was the round window on the workbench side of the room.
Oh. The workbench. Ponco must be talking about that table to the right of where that giant robot arm is now. Is there something critical in Ponco's statement? I mean, yeah. Your Honor, I believe this statement is critical. I'd like to add it to the testimony. Very well. Ponco, could you please add that statement to your testimony? That's a good little girl.
Mommy Metis fell down near the round window on the workbench side of the room.
Hold it!
Let's see. There are 2 round windows in the robotics lab. Which one did you mean?
The one on the right, near the hanging scroll. That hanging scroll was Mommy Metis's prized possession.
Okay, in the pictures of the crime scene from 7 years ago, there is definitely a hanging scroll and a Japanese theater mask hanging on the workbench side wall. But is there some problem with that statement? Yes, there is, but I'm gonna keep pressing and you're not gonna stop me.
Hold it!
Prosecutor Blackquill, I wonder what he went there for.
His objective? I don't know. I don't know.
Guess I can't very well ask Ponco to speculate. So what happened after Prosecutor Blackquill arrived?
Hold it!
You don't remember what happened next? An error, huh? I wonder if...
All data is suddenly cut off at that point. I don't know anything after that.
The answer to that question is right here. According to the defense's theory, this photo shows when the robot was being taken apart. Exactly, we can conclude that Ponco's error was the result of her being dismantled. Indeed. The bodies of these robots are designed to be controlled remotely by a separate computer. Yes, that's basically what Miss Blackquill explained to us too. She said their hearts and memories are stored on a separate computer. When the witness was taken apart, she lost the use of her body, but not her memories. That's how she is now still able to give testimony about the events of that day. Fascinating. It's as if she could be seriously wounded, but her soul still burns. There are a few parts of Ponco's testimony that are hard to interpret. Edgeworth chose to interpret hugged as stabbed, but I'd better try to iron out who did what, where, and to whom for myself. Hold on, Athena, I'm gonna save you. That's cute. So anyway, let's get to the matter at hand.
Hold it!
Oh no, wrong button again. God damn it. Hi chat, hi. Which, has the photo? You know, I started this case and we got rid of the unnecessary evidence and I failed to ever look at the evidence that was left as a result. So those are the 3 photos that they provide. Damn, Simon. Okay, pretty sure it has to be that. Yeah. But let me take a look. So estimated time of death between 1 and 3 p.m. on October 7th. Cause of death, instant death due to a stab wound to the heart. And then we read that, and then we know that. Okay, so we actually don't have a lot of evidence. They cleaned up a whole bunch of evidence. That is so nice. Because we were up to 3 pages. Shit, that's great.
Objection!
Ponco, your statement may have just inspired a new breakthrough.
I was helpful. Hooray! I'm so happy.
Just to be sure, let's go over it again, okay? Why? The victim fell near the window on the workside bench of the room. However, her body was discovered on the operating table. The operating table and the workbench are 2 different locations. Exactly, Your Honor. We've just learned a new crucial fact. But what could explain the two very different locations of the body? Yeah, the defendant moved the body. Oh my god. Yeah, just this 11-year-old child picking up her mother and putting it on a table. You know what? It sounds so stupid that I want to see what Miles says to it. The fact that the body was observed in two very different locations indicates that the defendant moved the body. That does seem like a plausible explanation. Oh my god. I just get a bunch of ... treatment. Is that really your final answer? Huh? Oh. He's right. A little kid couldn't possibly move an adult body like that. And the last thing I want to do is cast more suspicion Athena's way. Mr. Wright, your response? Can you just forget I ever said that, Your Honor, please? As a matter of fact, here's a little reminder for you as well. Ah! Ugh, I really need to think this through. What could explain the two locations? Let me try that again, Your Honor. An 11-year-old girl couldn't have moved the heavy body of an adult, so the only explanation is that the victim walked to the operating table herself. In other words, what Ponco observed near the workbench couldn't possibly have been the moment of the murder. In 3D! I'm very relieved to hear that. Glad to know that the murder wasn't committed in front of a little Ponco here. You're worried about a robot over a fucking 11-year-old child? Fucking judge, man. Yes, as we just heard in the testimony, Miss Sykes hugged her mother, nothing more. I hate him. Right. He really likes saying my name. It's been 8 years, but you're still just as green as ever. Green? I can't recall ever seeing Mr. Wright in anything but a blue suit. Hey, blue's my favorite color. What can I say? If the defendant couldn't move the body herself, she could have had it moved for her. Oh, yeah. Moved for her, but Miss Sykes and Dr. Sykes were the only ones there. I agree, since this robot is equipped with a heartbeat detection system, it would have been aware of another person's presence if someone else had been there. We can therefore conclude that the defendant and the victim were the only ones present. Then who do you suggest moved the body? Don't you know it's in the nature of a robot to help people do things? Miss Ponco. Ponco? Allow me to ask you a question. My name is Ponco. Say it with me. Ponco. I believe you said that you were cleaning after Dr. Sykes fell down. Did you happen to move something large onto the operating table? Yes, I did. Athena asked me to. Oh, no. Wait a second. Athena asked you to. Just what did you move, little Ponco? I don't know. Unless something has an ID tag, I can't tell what it is. An ID tag, you say? Yes, a tag with a barcode on it. We robots scan them to tell us what a thing is. That paper in the lab did mention something like that. Recognizes people by scanning their spacesuit or uniform jacket ID tag. So it would appear that Miss Ponco here can't identify what it moved. My name is Ponco! But we humans have the power to imagine what it was, do we not? We do? Well, I do, at the very least. Miss Ponco, on the defendant's command, moved the body onto the operating table. Edgeworth, get the name right. In 3D! Ponco, did you really move Dr. Psyche's body? This is really important. Isn't there any way you could tell?
I don't know. Without an ID tag, I can't tell.
Give it up, right. If the victim's heart was stopped, the robot detection system would be useless. Furthermore, Dr. Sykes usually wore her white coat while she was working. She kept the jacket with her ID tag on it draped over a chair in the robotics lab, and only wore it for special occasions. In other words, the victim wasn't wearing her ID tag at the time. From the robot's point of view, her body was simply just another object. But Ponco is equipped with a facial recognition system. If she really did move the victim, she would have recognized the body as Dr. Sykes. But she didn't. So that means... Stop fighting! A face can easily be covered with a piece of cloth, a mask, or anything else for that matter. With her facial features hidden, the robot wouldn't be able to tell it was Dr. Sykes. Ugh! He's right! To summarize, Miss Sykes stabbed her mother near the workbench, then, using the robot, she moved the body to the table where she removed the sword and was stabbed in blood. Nah, bro. There's a couple holes here. Order! But if that's the case, then I have a question. Why did the defendant move the body to the operating table in the first place? You want the reason? Oh, well, very well. What? You can't possibly have an explanation, Edgeworth. Your emotions blind you to the truth. You could learn a lot from our robot friends. Wow. I wouldn't be where I am right now in this moment if I didn't do that. Calm and rational thought will open your eyes to the truth in front of you, Mr. Wright. Wow. Low blow. Now then, do you remember the operating table's one special feature? Robots can be assembled and disassembled, isn't that right? That's right. And to the defendant, who was just a small child at the time, the table was like a magic box that could make robots appear or disappear in seconds. You can't possibly be suggesting. This young, sheltered girl had a difficult time distinguishing robots from people. Take a look at Ponco's arm! It was Miss Sykes who bandaged it up like that! Miss Sykes made the childish, naive, and cruel mistake. She thought that if a robot could be dismantled and vanish without a trace... Prosecutor Edgeworth, if you're about to claim what I think you are, I demand that you word it as delicately as you can. You delicate? That's not in Miles Edgeworth's vocabulary. With all due respect, Your Honor, all I can do is present the truth as it's... If you would rather say you would choose death, then by all means. The reason the defendant moved the victim's body to the operating table... Hold it! Don't say another word, just stop! Was to dismantle the evidence so that she could get away with her... He said it. Classic Miles Edgeworth. That can't be true. I'm gonna sound like the dumbest piece of shit, but I will say what popped in my head. Don't make fun of me. I've said a lot of dumb shit though, so like I guess this isn't as dumb as some of my other shit. I had a spark earlier before Edgeworth went off that Athena, okay, how do I word this? I don't know why now of all times I'm like worried about being made fun of. I don't even know how to word it. Widget. Widget? Like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm so shy. Widget is metapsychs. I don't know. Yeah, see, I was worried about being made fun of for some reason. The widget is metapsychs. I just...
Widget is obviously Misty Faye.
I have a lot of reasoning behind those words, but I'm just gonna move on instead. Bye. Edgeworth, she was just a little kid. How can you say such a horrible thing? Horrible? Like I said, you're just as green as ever. Is green like their safe word or something? Like, I came here today as a prosecutor to seek only the truth. No more, no less. My theory is simple. It's simply that the result of a rational consideration of every possibility.
Objection!
But dismantling isn't the table's only function. It can make repairs as well. It's conceivable that Miss Sykes... Oops, I don't... why did it keep going? It's conceivable that Miss Sykes moved her mother to the table in order to fix her. I suppose that could be another way of interpreting it. But dismantle or repair, it doesn't matter either way. What do you mean? After murdering her mother, Miss Sykes may have come to her senses. Perhaps she did not want to make it appear as if it had happened. What? And that's why she tried to repair her mother. Yes, that's one possible explanation. We mustn't forget the facts of this case. The victim was observed to fall down after being hugged by the defendant, and the body was moved per the defendant's command. These two facts that indicate the defendant's guilt, remain unchanged. This just can't be true! Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence to refute the prosecution's claim? Evidence? Right. Let's see. I can't think of any. I'm afraid I don't have any evidence. Since becoming chief prosecutor, I've learned that the truth isn't always pretty. Now, accept the truth, Mr. Wright. Your subordinate murdered her own mother. Your Honor, the prosecution demands a verdict. The hostages have suffered enough. What a terrible and tragic conclusion. If the defense has no counter-argument, I see no need to further prolong this trial. Edgeworth's argument seems solid enough, but there's no way Athena could have ever done anything like that. What do I do? There has to be something. But I can't think of a single thing. Is Apollo gonna save the day? Apollo still is relevant, by the way. Whoa! That's right. That's right. Blackwill's trying to save Athena. In both cases. He's not gonna stand for that. Right. This is quite the farce you are conducting here. I could die from laughter. Prosecutor Blackquill, what are you talking about? What I'm talking about is that your argument is based on an entirely false premise. Go on, we're listening. Could this be the miracle I need? What is Prosecutor Blackquill trying to pull here? He's trying to save Athena. 7 years. For 7 long years. This case has been on my mind. Not for an instant did I not think of it. I'm the one who killed my mentor, and don't think you can alter that fact now. He's trying to cover for her. Your boldness I will take to the stand, and I won't take no for an answer. Of course, Prosecutor Blackquill, please go ahead. Of course he would step up. I went to the Cosmos Space Center with the intention of killing Dr. Sykes. Oh my god, how can you say that with a straight face? But when I got to the robotics lab, I found Athena there instead. I would not be swayed from my purpose, so I waited for Dr. Sykes to return. And then I committed the act. Oh, how cathartic it was. Broski. Little Ponco here witnessed the victim falling. In other words... Oh, come on. I don't need any of your other words, old man. I can guess what happened. Which would be... She fell means she fell. Merely that. A mother and child falling around. Perhaps she tripped. Not that it matters. When I entered the lab, there was no trace of Dr. Sykes to be seen. There was no dead body, either, of course, meaning she must have left the room. So the murder occurred after the time period Ponco described in her testimony? You should hardly take stock in the words of a wind-up toy.
Objection!
How do you explain the fact that the defendant had the robot move something? Athena was always tinkering with robots on the operating table to amuse herself, and she always had Ponco move the heavy ones for her. That day was no different. Ponco moved a heavy robot for Athena. God damn. This is awful. What he's saying seems to make sense, and yet...
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackquill, are you trying, even now, to turn away from the truth? Don't you realize we could bring the Dark Age of the law to a close today?
Objection!
You expect too much from me. I'm just a murderer beyond redemption. You would... Damn, that's a strong priority system. He would prioritize saving the life of Athena Sykes over the whole court system going to shit. Which, I mean, yes, based, but still, in the context, it's a strong drive to put one person over. Well, not just one person. He would choose one to save one person and die for it. Then that's insane to think about, actually. When you think about it like that, he would choose to save one person's life and die for it rather than end the dark age of the law, which would affect thousands of other people, millions of other people. That's crazy. That's insane. It's extremely hot, but that's crazy. Why don't you just let me go so I can settle down into hell? Prosecutor Blackwell's execution is tomorrow. If the truth doesn't come out now, it's all over. Are you saying that the little girl and the robot had nothing to do with the murder? That's right. So, let's hear your verdict. If we don't hurry, I might miss the ferry across the Styx. Don't you dare, Judge! Don't forget I have hostages over here. And Simon, how long are you going to cover for her?
Miles Edgeworth.
Very based. Thank you, Crafter, for the 13 months. Miss Blackquill! Forgive me, Aura. I never wanted you to do anything like this for me. But you agreed to this trial. If you have a counter-argument, then present your evidence. That's the rule of the courtroom. Isn't that right, Chief Prosecutor? Blackquill, you selfish... Ooh, selfish is in the eyes of the beholder. That's subjective. That's, because, like, you could consider Blackquill... of course, in Edgeworth's eyes, Blackwill's actions are selfish, yes, because Edgeworth would prioritize ending, like, correcting the court system over anything else. But it's not inherently a selfish thing at the same time. It's crazy. This is crazy. Well, to be frank, I don't like this, but it's my duty to make a decision. If no one has a counter-argument, I will announce my verdict. Is this really happening? Is it really going to end just like it did 7 years ago? You know what we need right now? We need a Mia... Not flashback, but we need a Mia flash.
Phoenix, think crazy. Think topsy-turvy.
I can't let this happen, but I just don't have the evidence to counter Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony. Apollo Justice. Apollo Justice. What?
The real question is whether or not Edgeworth would go to jail for Phoenix.
No. Athena, what? Are you feeling okay?
I can hear it. I can hear the voice of his heart. He's hiding something.
If he really is, I could sure use Athena's help here. Her power might just be the thing to get us through this.
Objection!
Sykes to know. No need for you to chime in here. Just accept that you're innocent.
Objection!
Oh my god.
These past 7 years, they've been just as hard on me, you know.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember? That horrible, horrible trial. Caught in people's stares, so scared that it feels like your chest is in a vise. I'm terrified of courtrooms. I want to run out of that door even now. And yet you found a way to keep your fears at bay and become a lawyer.
This is so cute and all, but holy hell, my drive to get this spy, I want them tortured. I want them to have the most painful death possible!
This day has finally come. The day I've been looking forward to with all my heart. This is why I became a lawyer. This is why I studied psychology. It was all to save you from that false conviction.
Miss Sykes, do you realize what it would mean? You are the accused, after all. If you prove Prosecutor Blackquill innocent, then...
The only thing that matters is the truth. It's my duty to find out what that truth is. Simon, please give me this chance. The chance to shake off this fear that's been with me for 7 years and to face the truth.
Athena's being so brave confronting her past like this. Might really be the last chance to save them both. Prosecutor Blackquill, please testify one more time. About 7 years ago reference. Fine, but your efforts will surely be in vain. For I am not a man who can be cut down easily.
Here we go, Simon.
Let me hear the voice of your heart! Oh! I went to the Cosmos Space Center with the intention of killing Dr. Sykes. But when I got to the robotics lab, I found Athena there instead. Oh, happy! He's happy to see her. I would not be swayed from my purpose, so I waited for Dr. Sykes to return. He's still happy. And then I committed the act. Oh, how cathartic it was. Oh my god.
His emotions are very guarded, and his defenses are way up. He steeled his will, as if he'll never let his secrets be known.
I don't know about that. We've got a couple of strong wills on our side, too. Prosecutor Blackquill isn't the killer, and we're going to prove it.
But what was he trying to do that day? If we approach it from that angle, I bet we can find an emotion that just doesn't add up.
This is so weird. He came in there angry, and then still angry but happy to see Athena. I don't know. I don't even know what to point out. And then the happiness just lingers. Oh, so weird. Oh, that's fucked up, bro. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why were you really angry?
Got it.
Guess he's still holding strong on that, okay. I'll try the other anger one. He's just happy throughout it all. I'll try this one. If I'm supposed to point out the happiness, oh Jesus. There we go, I guess. This feeling of happiness, even though the person you were looking for wasn't there, you felt happy. Why is that? Simple. When I was looking for Athena, I hadn't found her yet. I grew worried. So when I saw her in the robotics lab, I was happily relieved. Merely that. Oh! Just now you said that you went to the Space Center to kill Dr. Sykes, but the first thing you did was look for her daughter instead? I had no intention of harming Athena, so I wanted to confirm that she was safe first. It was just a part of my plan. Nothing contradictory about that. The second I find an inconsistency, he cuts it down. Simon knows the principles of analytical psychology. There's less noise now, but I don't see any instabilities we can latch onto. I was afraid of that. We'll just have to keep chipping away at him then, bit by bit. Could you update his testimony then, Athena? You got it, boss. When I found Athena in the robotics lab, I was relieved. I just want to stare at this image all day. Oh. My heart! So funny though. Always remember to head pat the child before murdering their mother.
Screenshot the head pats.
Oh, you want me to screenshot the head pats? Okay. Oh, Your Honor, that is so cute. Oh, his eyes are normal! How did your eyes get the way they are today, Mr. Simon?
Got it!
Not even you can falsify your emotions, Prosecutor Blackquill. What? When you said that you killed Dr. Sykes in your testimony, you felt sadness. Why would someone who had lain in wait to kill her be sad at her death? Such an obvious attack. Yes, I felt sadness, but it wasn't for her. I felt sorrow for Athena and her circumstances. He can't be talking about that, can he? My objective was to save Athena from an obsessive scientist who treated her own daughter like research subject. What? I went to the psychology lab first. That's where I would usually find Athena playing. But that day was different. I heard someone crying in the robotics lab next door. Was Athena being subjected to yet another experiment? I thought as I went to see. Conveniently, Athena had cried herself to sleep, so all I had to do was wait and kill. So that's why he was relieved when he saw Athena. But is this story really true? I'm not sure how much to believe. Mr. Wright? How are you doing, Athena? Still hanging in there? I'm a lot stronger than I look, boss. Now, take a look at this. The noise level actually increased. What? It went up? I've never seen it do that before.
Prosecutor Blackquill is lying somewhere in his testimony. As a matter of fact, he's piling lie on top of lie in an attempt to make his claim sound more believable. He's trying even harder to suppress his true feelings, and that's what's causing the noise.
How in the world should I approach this? As an evidence-based approach might work if I can find a contradiction. Otherwise, I should look for an inconsistency in his emotions. There are no flaws in my testimony, and his boldness is prepared to give his verdict. Give up on this lost cause and let the law free me of these chains already.
Objection!
I don't think so. Not while I'm around. Now, contradictory testimony or inconsistent emotions. Which should I tackle first? Oh, that's a good question. Let's tackle the testimony first. Okay, let's present some evidence here.
Got it, boss. But if you want to go back to looking for inconsistent emotions, just let me know. I can easily switch back.
Let's check it out. I heard it crying from next door, of course. I was worried. Oh, I don't even get to press. Okay. I hurried over and opened the door to the robotics lab. But before I could lead Athena out of there, curse my luck, Dr. Sykes came
Pikes
in.
Peak Audio tipped $5. Meanwhile, Edgeworth is just watching all of this drama play out.
Of course. Thank you for the $5 super chat.
Not
Sad
at
winning.
Netflix right now.
Thank you so much for the 2-month resub. I appreciate it. Enjoy your ad-free watching. I refused to hand Athena over, so I had no choice but to kill my mentor. Let's just check out the emotions here. There might be something here. But I'm gonna go see what he's feeling. Is there really a contradiction in his testimony, though?
Mr. Wright? If we can't find any contradictory testimony, we can try looking for inconsistency in his emotions.
Yeah, let's just see it. That adds up. So he hurried over and opened the door to the robotics lab. That makes sense. Before I could lead Athena out of there, curse my luck that Dr. Sykes came in. I refused to hand Athena over, so I had no choice but to kill my mentor. Oh, I feel like all of this makes sense. I'm just gonna try this one, but it technically makes sense, though. Simon Blackquill got to make this complicated, which I actually appreciate. I don't think this is it, but gonna do it anyway.
Got it!
Okay. Man, his emotions are all pretty solid. Okay, so we're gonna go back to evidence then. Are you sure about that, Athena? Edgeworth is proud of his boyfriend. He just knows that he can trust me. That's why he asked me to be here in the first place. Okay. We're gonna try the testimony. Oh boy. So, The pictures. Where are those? So yeah, this is the other side of the room. This angle. Victim's body was on the operating katana. The katana, the victim's staff jacket, and a cart were found nearby. The moon rock was stolen on the east side. The Hope capsule head can be seen on the workbench. There are rolling cases for moving equipment, a robot charging station, and a toolkit on the floor. There is a hanging scroll and a Japanese theater mask on the wall. That's gonna be irrelevant. This photo. So the... Is that the wall? He's also taking that to the elevators, not even taking it to the psychology lab. I feel like this has to be it, but can he even do this? I guess at some point, yeah. Okay, I hurried over and opened the door to the robotics lab. Okay, this is really silly, but... Opened the door to the robotics lab. Before I could lead Athena out of there, curse my luck, Dr. Sykes came in. This is really silly. But I feel like presenting the picture only because... Wait, which picture? I already forgot which picture. No, it's this one? No, the other one? Wait, this one. It just says Blackquill was the only one to pass through at the time of the crime, but like Athena, where did she go? It's a weak one. It's a weak argument, but...
Objection!
Ugh, yeah, it's not enough. And what's your opinion, Chief Prosecutor? As always, I'm afraid the only thing that is illogically inconsistent here is Mr. Wright himself. Wow. Okay. Maybe I should look for inconsistent emotions instead? They're trying to lead me away from it? Okay. The emotion seemed fine to me. I'm grasping at straws. Hey, the perk here is though that you don't get punished. You get punished for false evidence, but you don't get punished in the emotions. So. Got it. He should be surprised, though. No, the game does not acknowledge emotional damage. Yeah, because the Magatama actually doesn't have any penalties either. Why did it get stronger? Oh, is this it? Yeah, it is. It got stronger when it shouldn't. That's okay. In hindsight, that's obvious. Why would you register surprise at opening the door to the lab? Alright, fine. I'll explain if I must. What surprised me was Ponco, the Toya figure, attacked me. Dr. Sykes knew full well of my plan to rescue Athena, but she couldn't stand guard over her daughter 24 hours a day. So Dr. Sykes had Ponco do it? That's right. She ordered Ponco to forcibly remove me on sight. So I slashed Ponco up with the katana that was there in the lab. That rickety old puppet wasn't worthy of that fine blade.
Mr. Wright, it's happening again.
There's even more noise! Oh my god. It's at 100% we're going. What's going on here?
Whenever we find an opening, he covers it up with lies.
We're never getting out of the noise at this rate. It's pretty hard to keep telling coherent lies like that. His mind and will really are as sharp and strong as his katana. Alright, what should I tackle first this time? I guess it's safe to say emotions. It's a good starting point.
Let's give them a good look then.
With a feeling of dread, I opened the robotics lab door. Just then, wouldn't that... That would be on the window. That's not on the right side. Okay, I think this is evidence-based. Ponco attacked me. I retaliated by cutting it into pieces. But before I could lead Athena... Is that the same? It's really hard to tell positioning here. But I think... Yeah, okay, we're gonna present evidence. He's just a mess, Simon Blackquill. Alright. Let's try his testimony. Okay. Pretty sure it has to be this. Because Ponco shouldn't be on that side of the room then. He shouldn't be on door side, he should be on window side.
Objection!
Compounding lies with more lies is never the answer, Prosecutor Blackquill. Take a look at this.
Look at this photograph!
That's the photo of the supposed moment of the murder, isn't it? How many more times must I see that which damned me for my sin? The ironic thing is that I think this picture is actually going to be your savior now. See the bloodstain at the end of Ponco's arm where it was severed with the katana? I hope you aren't claiming it's the robot's blood, Mr. Wright. No, most likely the blood was transferred there from the bloody katana. The katana already had blood on it, so then it must have been the victim's blood. That's right, but if that's the case, we've found a glaring inconsistency. You said in your testimony that you cut up Ponco and then you killed Dr. Sykes. But in spite of that, the victim's blood is already on Ponco's arm in the picture. What? That couldn't be. Exactly. It's in order for the blood to have transferred from the sword to Ponco's arm, the victim must have been stabbed first before the robot was slashed. In other words, Prosecutor Blackquill, your entire testimony is nothing but one giant ball of lies. Tell the court the truth, Prosecutor Blackquill, now. You have no idea what you're doing.
His voice. There's so much discord. I'm hearing not just one or two, but a bunch of rampaging emotions here. It's hard to describe. It's like a violent whirlpool or something.
Phoenix Wright, you will pay for this. Never have I been forced to reveal so much, but the rest I'll take to my grave. Prosecutor Blackquill, you're on the witness stand. You are obligated to tell the truth.
Isn't that the role of the courtroom? All these complex emotions, they seem to be flowing from one source. I think whatever he really saw that day is what's causing these feelings. Following the sound of the crying, I opened the lab door, and then I saw it, that terrible scene. But before I could lead Athena out there, it cursed my luck, Dr. Sykes came in. I had no choice but to kill my mentor. This voice, it hurts to even listen to it. He's been living with this pain inside of him all these years? And the root of it all is hidden somewhere in this testimony? Yes, that's right. Please hurry. Please set him free, Mr. Wright. What am I supposed to do? Oh, what's causing the strong emotions? Oh, okay. Was it Ponco? It's not it. Well, I guess Athena? Should I say Athena? Gotta be either one of the two. Okay. Ugh. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, Simon. I'm so sorry. This whole time he's been emotional over Athena. Ugh, of course. When you opened the door and saw Athena, you became overwhelmed by your emotions. Isn't that right, prosecutor? Oh, he's sweating! You should know better. And though it's pathetic, I admit I'm terrified to speak of it. That's not pathetic. Prosecutor Blackquill, Miss Sykes is innocent. I will always believe that with all my heart. Now, can't you find it within yourself to believe in me too? Athena is innocent, huh? Can you honestly say that you believe that to be true, right, Dano? I give you my word. Now tell me what you really saw when you opened that door. Curse you, Phoenix Wright! It was a tragedy. One I'll never forget. When I arrived at the lab, Dr. Sykes was already dead. She was lying on the operating table, while the bloody katana lay on the floor. And standing between the two, covered in blood, was Athena. Holy shit. She smiled, with a far-off look in her eyes, as she sweetly said, "Something's wrong with Mom, so I'm taking her apart to fix her." That's what I saw, and now you have it. The truth that you so desperately wanted. Prosecutor Blackquill finally tells the truth. This is what it is? Beyond devastating.
I tried to take my mother apart. So it was me. I'm the one who killed my mother?
Wait, what? Why? No. Wait, did they ignore the part where they said the bloody sword was already in the room and, like, on the ground? It's not like you were holding it, it was there. Did you, As I said, right? The truth isn't always pretty. Murder, disassembly on an operating table, a scientist using her daughter as a guinea pig. Sadly, it appears that my theory was correct after all. No, it's not.
Objection!
Oh. Simon objecting Miles. That's a woo. It's true that Athena didn't like her mother's research, but you dare cast aspersions on my mentor by claiming Athena was used in such a manner. Dr. Sykes could be awkward with people, but she loved her daughter with all her heart. Simon! Oh my dear God. Holy shit.
She loved me?
Your mother hated to see you suffer because you could hear the voices of people's hearts. She wanted to set you free of your pain, so she worked tirelessly on her research. Do you remember those headphones you hated so much?
Yes, my head hurt every time I wore them.
No, Athena. It's just the opposite. They emitted sound waves to nullify emotions input from the voices of people around you. Your power was much stronger than it is now. And those headphones were what enabled you to carry on with everyday life.
That can't be true, then why? Why would I have done something like that? Somebody who loved me so much.
Her love for you was real. That I can guarantee. That's why I knew that what happened had to be some kind of mistake. I couldn't let you be punished for it. So you took the blame yourself. You and your mentor are more alike than you know. Ponco was a witness, so I put it in the case, held Athena close, and vacated the lab. He actually did carry her out of there. I threw Ponco away at the boarding lounge trash chute, and I hid the case on the Space Center grounds. It would seem that we now have all the facts of this case.
Hold it!
No, not yet. It can't end like this. Shut up, Miles. Do not disgrace yourself, Mr. Wright. The truth has been revealed. Or are you the type of man to turn your back to things that disagree with you? I'm not. But this... I can't give up now. I have to say something. Anything, even if it's a bluff. I've always managed to pull through that way in the past, and I have to make it work. The defense is, prepared to present evidence. Mr. Wright? Yes, Athena?
It's okay. You can stop now. I don't want you or anyone else to suffer any longer for my sake.
Athena, what are you saying?
I killed my mother, that's the truth.
And just like Prosecutor Edgeworth said, we have to face it, no matter how much it hurts. I admit my oh boy. Could I please be granted just one more chance to tell everyone what I recall?
It appears Miss Sykes is much braver than you, Miss Wright. Mr. Wright. What say you, Your Honor? In light of her courage, will the court give Miss Sykes this opportunity to confess? Very well, then if you would, please, take the stand, Miss Sykes.
Thank you for letting me do this, Prosecutor Edgeworth. And thank you, Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Blackquill, for letting the truth be known. Now we can finally move forward, and everyone's suffering can come to an end. Athena.
Prosecutor Blackquill will be cleared, and the dark age of the law can come to an end. Yes, admit your guilt, and bring everything to its conclusion. Oh my god, Miles.
Killed my mother. My memory is still a little hazy, but there is no question. I remember it. I remember the weight of the weapon in my hands, and the feeling of it stabbing in deep. I remember the warmth of her blood as it flowed down the handle onto my fingers. Your Honor, please find me guilty.
I dare say. These are all the memories that no one but the murderer would have. Thank you for your confession. I believe this trial has gone on long enough. Apollo Justice. It's your turn, buddy. Before we conclude, does anyone have a counter-argument? Apollo Justice.
Objection!
Wait, that was Phoenix? Oh, okay. I do, Your Honor. Mr. Wright!
But, Mr. Wright, why? I killed her. I remember it now. Any counter-argument now is pointless.
Objection!
Well, Phoenix is like, shut up, objection. Don't tell me you've forgotten one of the basic tenets of lawyering. Always believe in the client to the bitter end. Athena, you are not a murderer.
Objection!
I said that you never changed, but could you have actually regressed years? I won't stand for your childish emotionalism getting in the way of the truth. Emotionalism? Don't lecture me on matters of the heart, Edgeworth. Because I can see straight into a person's soul. This ain't good. Oh, come on. This game really is like king of learning how to kill a moment. There's still a chance. Somewhere, deep in Athena's heart, there might still be a memory that not even she knows about yet. It mightn't be like looking for a grain of sand somewhere in the cosmos, but still. That memory might contain a new fact that could prove her innocence. I hope for everyone's sake that you are not just bluffing, Mr. Wright. I always am, Your Honor. Now then, is there or is there not a problem with Miss Sykes' confession?
My memory is still a little hazy, but there's no question I remember it.
Really? I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. There's definitely something wrong with her memory of the event. I can just tell. If there is a problem with her confession, please prove it to this court now. So we still have
That's current day.
Take that!
Isn't that the katana the defendant used to kill the victim, Mr. Wright? I respectfully and vehemently disagree, Your Honor. But I remember it! I remember holding the weapon and getting blood on my fingers! That's exactly my point. If blood really did get on your fingers while you were holding it, there should be blood on the handle. But please focus on the handle of the sword. There's not a trace of blood on it. And therefore, this is clearly a contradiction of the facts.
You're right.
Oh my! In 3D!
Objection!
The defendant must have simply confused a portion of her memories. She mentioned it was hazy to begin with, and we can't mull over every minor detail.
Objection!
Yeah, we can. But she also said there's no question I remember it. A fact that we can't ignore. In that case, why don't you explain what this contradiction with her memories means? Gladly! Just give me a sec to think of something. I want to say that Athena didn't stab anyone, but she said it herself that she remembers the feeling of committing the act. Think, Phoenix, think! What could the contradiction with Athena's memories mean? The defendant used a different weapon. Miss Sykes said the blood flowed down the handle, but the katana's handle is spotless. So, doesn't it follow that the defendant must have used a weapon other than the katana? What are you up to this time? This is it. This time I found just the thing to end Athena's nightmare for good. The weapon that took Dr. Sykes' life was the katana, that much is for sure. So if I can show a possibility that Athena didn't use the katana, it could help me prove her innocent. Oh boy. A different weapon, you say? What weapon would that be exactly? Right, of course he would ask that. I can see you're floundering, Mr. Wright. Did you speak without thinking again, as always? How does he do that? But I can't back down. How does he do that? I can't back down. Not here. Not now. That's right. I did. Because it's so obvious it doesn't require any thought. What did you say? Okay, so maybe that was a bit of an exaggeration. But there has to be something. Was there some other bladed weapon in the robotics lab that day? Maybe there's something in one of the crime scene photos. Wait a minute. There is something. There is a high probability that that was in the lab. I don't have that particular weapon here in evidence right now, though. But I do have a piece of evidence just like it. Other than the katana, this is another blade that would have been used at the crime scene. That's the murder weapon in the Clay Terran case. This is the knife that took Mr. Terran's life. But there must have been a knife just like this at the scene 7 years ago as well. Toolkits containing utility knives like the ones are issued to Space Center employees, and a robotics lab especially would naturally have one of these around.
Objection!
But besides the katana, no other bladed weapon was found at the site. It was in the investigation report, if you didn't know.
Objection!
Oh, of course I knew that once you told me just now. Then there's something else you already knew. There was a toolkit at the scene, but it didn't contain any blades. Here is a photo of its contents.
Hold it!
You just proved it. Fine, but isn't there something odd about the design on these handles? Therefore, there was no other bladed weapon in the room.
Objection!
Oh my god, I hate him so much. Taiga, thank you for the prime, I appreciate it. I disagree. This toolkit contained a knife. And what proof do you have of that? Don't tell me your eye for art is failing you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You are the last person in the world who should be criticizing my aesthetic sense. What does it mean? What does it mean?
Edgeworth, honey, put your glasses back on.
Now, he is simply watching out for your ocular health. Please proceed, Mr. Wright. Oh my god. Notice that the handles of each of these tools have a sort of design on them. Ah, I see that they do, but what significance does this have? It's clear that one of the tools is missing from this kit. If we rearrange the tools into a specific pattern, we might be able to tell which part of the overall design is missing. Is that is that the theory your pitiful sense of aesthetics helped you come up with? Edgeworth, just let it go, man. Show the court then, if you would. What pattern or design would we see if we were to arrange the tools? Not the knife? Are we, where do they show that? I don't even know where they show that. Oh, there, at the top. Right there.
Take that!
And what design is this supposed to represent? The GIAXA logo, Your Honor. It's on all of the Space Center documents and pamphlets. As you're aware, GIAXA is the program that operates the Cosmos Space Center. Look at how brightly the, oh my god. How many moments can you possibly ruin in this fantastic case? God damn it. I think I see it now, but... Yes, with just the tools shown in this photo. The red A part of the logo is missing. And this is where the murder weapon from the Turan case comes into play. If we were to place the utility knife in the open slot... Wow, that's crazy! Woo! That means... Admit it, Mr. Edgeworth. My aesthetic sense is keener than yours, and while you're at it... Admit that the weapon Miss Sykes used could have been this one. In 3D. Order in the court! Miss Sykes confessed to having a memory of stabbing the victim. Thank you for the 83 months, Boba. I appreciate it. Admittedly, Miss Sykes most likely did stab somebody using the utility knife. However, the weapon used to kill Dr. Sykes was the katana. Therefore, the act of stabbing that Miss Sykes remembers couldn't be that of Dr. Sykes. Very well. Let's suppose for a minute that Miss Sykes did use the utility knife. Tell me, how does that change anything? Come again. What if the katana was only being used as a decoy to conceal the true murder weapon? What if the real weapon that took the victim's life was the utility knife? Don't be ridiculous, or are you changing the premise of your entire argument? I hate you. I'm merely offering a hypothetical situation.
Elengale tipped $5. Crystal's emotions going out of control with rage every time she sees black and white on the screen.
It's true, it's true. It's because I'm so into this case, every time they do that, I'm just like, my immersion is immediately brought out. I hate it every time. I'm merely offering a hypothetical situation derived from your logic. Miss Sykes could have put blood on the katana to make it look like the murder weapon. She's 11 years old, Edgeworth. And then concealed the knife on her personage until Blackquill carried her away. That does clear up the contradiction between Miss Sykes' memories and the evidence. If, in fact, the murder weapon is a utility knife, then fate has dealt you a cruel hand. For you have just proven the knife's existence to the rest of us with your own logic.
Objection!
Yeah, objection, bitch. The prosecution is attempting to lead the court. Don't fight me! You're the one attempting to lead the court, Mr. Oh my god, we're fighting! By forcing us to forget the facts of this case, need I remind you that there were only 2 people in the lab at the time of the murder, and that the defendant herself recalls stabbing someone with her own hands. No? It matters not whether the murder weapon was a katana or a utility knife, as long as we know that the victim and the defendant were the only ones there. You cannot escape the fact that it was Athena Sykes who killed her own mother. I don't believe it! Objection! Why does this keep happening? Every time I find a contradiction, it vanishes and the suspicion keeps coming back. It's almost as if. Now you're finally starting to get it. Your contradiction keeps vanishing because the charge is true. And the suspicion keeps coming back to the defendant because that's where it belongs. Phoenix Wright, when will you open your eyes and accept the truth? Oh my god. Oh! Oh! Haven't seen that in a long time. But what if... Mr. Wright, you fought a good fight. I think you've done all you can do. Is giving up really the only option? That's not Mia Fey. No, snap out of it, Phoenix. What's the matter with you? Giving in to doubt. I can't look back. Forward is the only way to go. No, Your Honor, not yet. It isn't over yet. Right. I can't lose sight of what's important. I believe in Athena, and I'll always believe in her to the very end. A defense lawyer never gives up on his client. I have to pick myself up and stand firm. Make that brain of yours work, Phoenix. If I don't see a way, I'll just have to go back and look for one. Time to rethink this case thoroughly. Oh my god. I concede the fact that Athena must have stabbed someone with a utility knife. This must have been what Ponco witnessed as Athena's hug. But Prosecutor Blackquill didn't see the knife at the scene. This means that someone must have removed it from the lab before he arrived. Who could have taken the utility knife from the lab? If I trust in Athena, then I have to conclude that there was a third person at the scene, but according to Ponco's testimony, Athena and her mother were the only 2 there. So then, how did this third person manage to escape Ponco's detection? I know this person must have fooled Ponco's facial recognition feature by covering Ponco's face. Just cover Ponco's face, forehead. But wait a minute, Ponco has a heartbeat detection system too. Even if they covered their own face, Ponco would have still detected their presence. But she would have been able to only tell who they... Wait, but she wouldn't have been able to tell who they were. Wait, that's it. The culprit could have covered their face and posed as which person to avoid detection? If the culprit posed as the victim, then that would explain why Ponco thought only she and Athena were there. All they had to do was take advantage of Ponco's basic recognition features. The culprit used this in order to pose as the victim. Her jacket. The culprit could have posed as the victim by wearing her jacket with the ID tag on it, but that still leaves the heartbeat detection system. So how did the culprit get around that? It wouldn't have worked if Ponco could detect the real Dr. Sykes' heartbeat too. So, does that mean that the real Dr. Sykes was already dead at the time? If that's the case, then who did Athena stab? Athena stabbed the real culprit. That's it. The person Athena stabbed wasn't Dr. Sykes. It was the person who murdered her and then pretended to be her. The real culprit. Woo! Now that Mr. Wright has finally finished thinking, let us bring this to a swift... Oh, the subtle jab. Please give us your verdict, Your Honor, so we can move on to the hostage negotiations. You're absolutely right, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Objection!
I didn't say I was finished. I was only pausing for a second. Because I realized something so shocking I had to take a break to digest it. Oh, move your camera. Thank you. Why is my camera still up here? Now I know for a fact that Miss Sykes is innocent.
But Ponco saw me. She witnessed the moment of the crime.
Yes, Ponco did witness something. She saw the hug. In other words, the moment that you used the utility knife. But the person you stabbed wasn't your mother. What are you saying, Mr. Wright? The answer is simple. The person Miss Sykes stabbed was a third person posing as Dr. Sykes.
Objection!
In 3D! Do you really expect us to swallow that, Mr. Wright? I can't. Hope, God damn it. According to the robot's statements, there was no third person there. Did you really think I wouldn't see through your ludicrous grab for time?
Objection!
After all we've been through, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm disappointed. Don't you know by now that this smile of mine means I have absolute confidence? You make that pose all the time, regardless of the facts. Wow, this is Clonco's strange malfunction.
Mr. Turan, you look pale. Shall I help you to the sick bay?
That was another case of mistaken identity caused by a jacket ID tag. All because Clonco couldn't read Apollo's facial features, say due to the eye patch. Like Mr. Edgeworth said, a mask could nullify the robot's facial recognition, and then all the person would have to do is wear a jacket with the victim's ID tag to pose as her. Of all the ridiculous theories, what good would a silly disguise like that do? Have you forgotten that the robot also has a heartbeat detection system? Oh boy. If there was a third person at the scene, the robot would have detected them. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but that doesn't count for much, I'm afraid. Because by that time, Dr. Sykes' heart had already stopped beating. What? So does that mean? Yes, Your Honor. The person Miss Sykes stabbed. This third person who was posing as Dr. Sykes is her mother's real killer. But that's... I'm... Impossible! In 3D!
A mask? The person I stabbed was wearing a mask?
Order in the court! Miss Sykes, did you say something?
A mask? Yes. I remember...
Athena, what is it?
I remember a man with a mask. How could he... What did he do to my mother?
My head.
Miss Sykes, are you all right?
No.
Oh, no. That was only one? The black Psyche-Locks. They're breaking. Oh, no. That's 2. Oh, no. That's 3. Oh. She's dead.
Coming back to me, everything that happened that day, my mother was murdered.
They're gone. The black Psyche-Locks are finally gone. You didn't really stab your mother, did you? It's all right, Athena. Just tell us what you saw that day.
I was drawing a picture. When I was done, I went to show it to my mom. I opened the door, and then...
It's all right. I'm right here. You're safe, Athena.
She was on the floor, by the workbench, with the katana sticking out of her. There was a handkerchief over her face, but I knew it was her by her clothes. And there was a man there.
A man? Quiet, Your Honor. Go on, Athena. Damn, Phoenix! Shut up, Judge.
He tried to attack me. In a panic, I grabbed the knife that was there, and he dodged at first, so I thought I only got his clothes. But I tried again.
And this time, you got him, didn't you?
I did. I remember it clearly now. The knife went into the back of his hand. When I came to, my mom wasn't moving. I had to do something. I had to fix her, I thought. So I asked Ponco to move her to the operating table. Something's wrong with Mom, so I'm taking her apart to fix her.
That's why she said that. Your Honor, as you can see, the defendant has just given us critical new testimony. A man was there before Miss Sykes arrived. A man who covered the victim's face and put on the victim's jacket. This man is the real culprit. Miss Sykes, do you have any idea who this man was?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
A few moments ago, Miss Sykes mentioned a mask. Athena, can you tell us anything about that?
Yes, the mask. It was my mom's Japanese theater mask. I think it was the one hanging on the wall of the lab.
Oh, that mask hanging there on the wall.
It was kind of spooky, that mask. My mom used to tell me that a no mask even has the power to turn an ordinary human being into a phantom.
Oh my god, really? It would seem that a new suspect has emerged. And that means that all suspicion against Miss Sykes... Really? Oh my god.
You see, this is precisely why I can't trust the court system. Athena Sykes is the murderer. I won't accept any other verdict.
Miss Blackquill, this is not good.
A new suspect? Where's the proof this person ever existed?
Apollo? Cue Apollo.
Who says it wasn't all just a dream in the little princess's groggy little head? Ugh, she's right. We don't have any hard evidence of the masked man's existence.
Objection!
Oh. Thank you, Mr. Wright. I'll never be able to repay you for all you've done. But I'm fine now, because I can see with certainty that I didn't kill my mother. Athena, I'm so glad for you. More and more memories are coming back now. So I'd like to say one more thing if I could. Ponco came to the robotics lab at about 2 p.m. to recharge.
I see where you're going with this. If Mommy Metis was really the killer in disguise.
Right. Then he must have come to the robotics lab before 2 p.m.
Do I have anything here in the evidence that can help me find this person who came to the lab before 2 p.m.? Can we just take an appreciation? Like, can we take a look at Simon Blackquill for a second? Just look at him. Your Honor. Him. Wait, there's 4 pages here? Yeah.
Take that!
Oh, sorry. Then reveal away, by all means. Oh, how about if we team up for this, Mr. Edgeworth? No. How about you, Your Honor? What do you say? Certainly, I'll help you. I will help you to remember to think before you speak. Tag teamed by lemon juice and paper cup. An image of the culprit, possibly even captured anywhere. Lemon juice and paper cut. This is so good. You know, I'm surprised. Nothing happened with that, truly. Oh, I think I'm thinking of this wrong. I only now just realized. What can help with the time? Do I have anything here in the evidence that can help me find this person? That's all they're looking for. Yes. This, no?
Take that!
No? Never mind. Oh, can we use...
Take that!
Can we use that? Nope. Oh no! We have to see a 3D game over! Ugh, what am I gonna do? Such a shame. The defense's case is insufficient to overturn the prosecution's claims. This court finds the defendant, Athena Sykes, guilty as fuck! It's the way that Athena just stands there so confidently. Edgeworth didn't say anything! Damn. I was hoping for an Edgeworth line in that game over, and then it didn't happen. Have you seen my badge, Your Honor? Can we do a blood analysis? Can't you just do that?
Take that!
Of the knife. I guess it's like... I guess we don't have the knife anymore. Yeah, find this knife from 7 years ago. Just do a blood analysis. That's gross, actually, to think about. Find the knife and just analyze it.
Take that!
There we go. This is Prosecutor Blackquill leaving the scene after the incident at around 3 p.m. What I'm wondering is, does the video show anyone else passing by there before then? I don't see anything in the investigation report. It looks like they didn't check. Just as I thought. So if we rewind the footage and go back to around 2 p.m., we should be able to see the true culprit leaving the scene. Please stop it right there. It's just like you said, there's a man leaving the scene of the crime. Miss Sykes, do you remember this person? That's him, I'm sure of it. He's wearing my mother's jacket. I did, but what I really wanted to see was her jacket. Oh my god. Let's not investigate, even though we know the time of death for this murder was between 1 and 3 p.m. Let's only check at 3 p.m. and not the other time. Oh my god. I'm sure that knife is under the jacket somewhere. So then, everything Miss Sykes said. Exactly, it proves that Miss Sykes' memory was correct. Dr. Sykes' killer arrived at the robotics lab before 2 p.m. He killed her and hid her face with a handkerchief. Then, he disguised himself with Dr. Sykes' jacket and mask that were there in the lab. The culprit probably knew beforehand that Ponco charged up at 2 p.m. every day. So he waited for Ponco to come to the lab for her regular recharge. By leaving Dr. Sykes' jacket on, the culprit tricked Ponco into thinking that he was Dr. Sykes, thereby making it look like she was alive up until that point of time. All to disguise the real time of death. Really, Edgeworth? What now? It's a nice theory, Mr. Wright, but I'm afraid that it's just not possible. I hate him. What? Why not? The victim's jacket is clearly visible right there in this video. And that right there is precisely the problem. The ID tag on the jacket at the scene confirms beyond doubt that it belonged to the victim. If the person who left the lab truly was wearing the victim's jacket, how could it possibly have wound up back at the crime scene? Well, there is an explanation for that, Edgeworth. Edgeworth's right. If the culprit was wearing the jacket, how to get back into the lab. Okay. The killer just brought it back. Yeah, totally. The killer used the jacket as a disguise to make his escape, but in order to conceal that fact, he had to get the jacket back to the crime scene. So the culprit simply returned to the robotics lab and planted it there. Contradiction resolved.
Objection!
There's the objection. Except that it would have been impossible. The only people who came to the robotics lab after the killer were Prosecutor Blackquill and the people who reported the body. And they claimed that the jacket was there when they arrived. So, when do you propose this mysterious man of yours had the chance to return the jacket? A puzzling question indeed. When did the culprit have the chance to bring the jacket back? When the body was found. The only time the culprit could have returned the jacket was when the body was found. Mr. Wright, do you realize the implication of that argument? I do. Most people, when they come across a murder, focus their attention on the body. The culprit could have taken advantage of that split second to plant the jacket. In other words, the true culprit of this case, the man known as the Phantom, was one of the first people to discover the body! In 3D! Order in the court! What is the meaning of this, Prosecutor Edgeworth? The body was discovered and reported by a group of 3 people. They were there to collect the space probe's capsule in preparation for the HAT-1 launch. One of those people had a special bag to transport the capsule in. Oh, you mean the shock-resistant bag? Correct. I suppose that if the jacket was in that bag, it could have been returned to the scene of the crime without anyone noticing. I'll see to it that you get the reports on those 3 people. You will? We should also check the facial recognition database for that robot. If that person felt the need to hide his face with the theater mask, it might mean that his facial data was once registered. There we go. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what does this mean? I have to admit, I believe Miss Psyche's memories to be credible. Miles Edgeworth, let's go! You win, right? Not that this was ever an official trial. Oh my god, he just had to stroke his own ego. Not that this was ever a real trial, but you won. But it wasn't real. Do my ears deceive me? Prosecutor Edgeworth, are you actually conceding? In 3D!
Is it true, boss? Does this mean
I can't believe it. It's over. I won. I proved that both Athena and Blackquill are innocent. Your Honor, I see no need to further prolong this trial. Wait, what are you objecting to? Really? Is your ego that sensitive nowadays? Bruh? Hold on, Mr. Wright. Have you forgotten who's in charge of this trial? That's right. I'm the one who's supposed to say I see no need to further... Not you either, Your Honor. Now silence.
a little princess who was truly beloved by Metis and who repaid that love with death? All these years, hating Athena was the only thing that's kept me going. But what do I do now? Can anybody tell me? How am I supposed to go on? Miss Blackquill?
How unlike you, Aura. Metis was deeply passionate about her work, and she chose you as her partner. Isn't that...
Shut up, Simon. You know exactly how I felt about her. Her respect as a coworker wasn't all that I wanted.
Damn. Then what did you want from her? Did you really just go there, Your Honor? Aura, there is something I wanted to say if you will lend me an ear. I have in my possession a lead on who Metis' murderer is. You do? Right, Dino. You asked me about the identity of the Phantom of 7 years past. That's right. The Phantom, the person Blackquill has been looking for even from behind bars. 7 years ago, somebody hatched a plan to sabotage the HAT-1 project. That's the spy. But he was no ordinary spy. We knew not about him, his background, appearance. We came to refer to him as the Phantom. At the time, I was working with the police to hunt him down. And then one day, a miracle occurred, and I obtained a lead on him. A miracle? How exciting! What was the lead?
A recording of the Phantom's voice, but the quality was too poor for proper voice analysis. Yet I had hope. Aura's co-worker was a scientist who could analyze human emotions. So I asked her to evaluate the recording using analytical psychology. And that scientist was Dr. Sykes. A spy's greatest fear is to have his true identity discovered. In addition to Hat 1, Dr. Sykes' results and the recording were surely among his targets. But his search of the Space Center bore no fruit, so he must have started to panic.
The music is... The music is popping off. What the fuck? He couldn't find them, but where could they have been?
Who is to say?
Wow, I bet he's never let that out of his sight all these years. How in the world did you smuggle them into prison?
Oh, I have my ways. What's more, my partner is especially talented at that sort of thing.
Taka.
I worked to lure the Phantom in by spreading rumors throughout the underworld. I was even granted permission to prosecute cases to attract the Phantom's attention. Just try to retrieve your identity, you bloody butcher, became my taunt.
What about the results Dr. Sykes drew up for you? Was there any useful information? The music's still going on.
Here, you can see for yourself. Take good care of it. It's all I have left of my mentor.
I will. I better hold on to this real tight. Oh boy. Psychological profile classified. Emotional output of this voice extremely weak compared to typical voices. Subject deemed to have unique psychological makeup with almost no emotional fluctuation.
No emotional fluctuation, huh? A spy who experiences no emotions, nor sadness, nor anger, and naturally, no fear. He is the very definition of a phantom, a monster with no heart, don't you see?
This creature is the rot that destroyed our lives and set what ails us all into motion.
A phantom indeed, fitting name for the one who has brought darkness to our world.
Well then, it seems a faint image of this man has started to take shape. Based on what we have learned, I'd like all of you to conduct further investigation. This is not a formal trial, but I do want to follow protocol. If I may, I'd like to hand down my verdicts and bring these proceedings to an end.
Whatever. Do what you want. You'll hear no objections from me.
Yes, please, Your Honor.
It's over. It's finally over. We didn't like, it's not over, but like.
Very well. In that case, Prosecutor Blackquill, could you please take the stand? As a result of this trial, your innocence has been proven. The verdict handed down 7 years ago is hereby overturned. And now the defendant of the current trial, Miss Athena Sykes.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, thank you. Thank you for everything. Athena, you're more than welcome.
If everyone is ready, I will now give my verdict.
Apollo.
This time it's Paulo. It has to be.
You!
He's the only loose thread. The only loose thread here. Apollo! What is the meaning of this? Congratulations, Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Edgeworth. You uncovered the truth from 7 years ago and you saved Prosecutor Blackquill. However, I can't allow this trial to end just yet. Why? We're not solving the murder of Clay Terran yet. That's tomorrow, Apollo.
Why would you do this to us?
Really? 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 Do I continue? I've been pulling off long streams. I feel like I should do it tomorrow. I hate to say that, but... Ugh. I should. Yeah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. We'll finish it tomorrow. If we finish early, I'll just jump right into the next game or something, whatever. We'll see. We'll see what the pace of the stream is tomorrow. We'll decide on the fly. But, alright, we'll finish this up tomorrow. Bye, everybody! Have a great evening! Thank you for watching, and now the stream is adjourned!